Hey guys, in today's lesson video, we're going to talk about how to hit a very simple chip shot. So when golfers, amateur golfers tend to hit their chip shots, what I realized was that a lot of these golfers tend to try to help the golf ball in the air. What tends to happen is that they top the golf ball. So what you have to realize that even for a small chip shot like this, in my opinion, you want to kind of try to hit sliding down on the golf ball, but instead of trying to really hit super down on the golf ball and try to kill it, what I'll recommend is that let's just get our setup position into a little bit more ideal of a setup position. Then we could do the same motion, have a center pivot, do the same motion, and we could slightly hit down on the golf ball and we could have solid contact. So what I'll recommend is first off, I have a golf club here. You could just use an alignment stick or a head cover and place it around a grip length away from the golf ball. And what we're going to do is, if you're helping the golf club up and we're leaning back, then we're going to hit this stick right here. So what we have to do is, in our setup position, let's get all of our weight onto our lead foot, and we should be able to pick up our trail foot in this manner. So the pressure in our trail foot should be towards the inside part here, and we should be almost leaning all of our weight to our lead side, and we're just banking our trail foot in this position right here. Banking is this motion right here. So we're just banking our foot here, and we're getting our whole upper body mass to kind of fall towards the target. So if I over exaggerate for the camera, I want my body to fall kind of towards the target right here. And from this position, because of my body's setup position, if I just have a center pivot and just rotate and rotate, then I'm gonna have a pretty decent chance of hitting this chip shot solid. So let's get into this type of setup position. And one good tip is that in our setup position, even if I want my upper body to lean forward and fall towards the target, from the downline view, I do not want to cover the golf ball with my right shoulder for a right-handed golfer coming on top in this manner, because this is going to cause a extreme out to in chop motion. So what you have to do is you have to have a little bit of side bend, this motion right here, while you're leaning towards the target. So I'm going to lean towards the target, and instead of having my right side come out in front, I'm just going to add a little bit of side bend and crunch, and I'm going to get into a position that looks something like this. Something a little bit more neutral. So from this position, let's get our setup position right. Once again, I'm going to bank my trail foot. I'm going to have a lot of my weight get into my lead side. And from this position, instead of getting far off the golf ball, learn how to have a center pivot and just rotate and make sure that the club head and the bounce bottoms out on the ground and it makes contact with the ground. So what that's going to feel like is that the club is going to feel like, when we're hitting the golf ball, it's going to feel like the club gets a little bit more extended and it gets longer, so we can make that contact with the ground, with the club head, so we could have that solid contact every single time. So instead of trying to help it up in the air, or instead of getting the T-Rex arms and get the chicken wing, getting the club and the grip in our hands closer to our body, we're going to rotate and rotate, but it's going to feel like the club is getting slightly longer in this manner. So once again, if I show you guys the setup position, and we're going to just rotate our body, and once we get our setup position into the right position, all we have to do is have a center pivot, rotate and rotate, get the golf club to extend a little, and we're going to make solid chip shots every single time. So if you like the lesson video, please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. And for online or in-person lessons, I'll leave all the information in the description below. Thanks guys.